we're late. We're sorry. Yeah, so Emerson's uncle, we decided to go to his house so Emerson could get a shower, you know. Ooh, Emerson. Anyways. So we decided to go to Emerson's uncle's house. It's about 10 miles from here, so we think, oh yeah, we'll leave an hour ahead, we'll get there early, have plenty of time, you know. Well, we take off, and we get to a mall nearby, some big mall. Which one? I would say Emerson, they were getting pretty close. So he gets on another highway. Next thing you know, we're another 15 miles away. So yeah, a trip that should have taken 20 minutes ended up taking an hour and a half. So we made it. But yeah, good to see everybody. Yeah. Now I'll just do a few little introductions here. I'm Ben Schoen. I live in Kansas. I have 120 kids in my high school. I missed this week of school to come out here and have fun with all of you guys. And we've been on the road all week. We started off in Indiana, headed to Whitmere, Ohio, which is right next to Cleveland, and there was a good event there. Then yesterday we had an event in Exton, Pennsylvania, which is right outside of Philadelphia. And then this afternoon we got out of bed and came up here. And here we are. And I'll let Emerson introduce himself.
Alright, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Emerson Spartz. I'm a 20-year-old son. I'm 20 years old. It really hasn't sunk in yet. 20 is a crappy age. Like, there's really no reason ever to be 20. If it were up to me, I would just kind of kill the word number 20 from the numbers. Anyway, so I'm a sophomore, business major at Notre Dame. Let's see here. When I was 12, a little bit of back. First of all, who here has been to Mugglenet before? Okay, everybody, good. But for the 2 or 3 hands I didn't see go up, a little bit of background on what the site is, what it is we do exactly. When I was 12 years old, I had just started homeschooling. It was about a month into it, and I was really, really bored. I found one of those free webpage makers, the ones we just drag, and there's all the pretty colors and stuff like that, and they're really easy to use, and I started screwing around on it, and 8 years later, here we are. So I really didn't have any big plans or anything with the site, but now Mugglenet is the most visited Harry Potter website on the internet. It's one of the most heavily trafficked websites, period, on the internet, and what? I'm sure whatever Ben had to say is really important, but the site now gets over 30 million hits a day, and I'm really curious to know what you got to say.
Now, Emerson and I may be the poster boys for Mugglenet, but there's certainly a lot of more work than just what him and I do that goes into it. First of all, we have Spartz behind us, Emerson's brother. He's awesome. Bill Sanchez, are you in the house, Bill? Emerson's roommate is somewhere around here. Yeah, he stays with Emerson, so if you want to know about any of Emerson's dirty secrets, talk to Bill. Also, we have Emerson's other friend from Notre Dame, Ben Kim. He's from one of those Asian countries. Ben! Ben! What's up, Ben? Yeah, so I give them a round of applause, too. They're fun. They've been good sport. They hung around with us all week and stuff like that. So, how does a bad site write a book? That's the real question. Okay. Anyway, I gotta get this little pitch out of the way for those of you who actually don't know what the website is and why we're even here. What are we talking about? What the heck gives us the right to stand up here and tell you guys what's gonna happen in the 7th book? Because obviously nobody knows except us. Anyway, Mugglenet.com. For those of you who haven't visited, it's the largest site, and it has basically anything you can imagine that has to do with Harry Potter. There's news, there's games, there's movies, there's pictures, information. It's run by a volunteer staff of over 120, passionate and dedicated fans who just really love what they do. And, as part of the perks of running the website, we get to do a lot of really cool stuff. And, events like these are one of them. But, man, I hate not having 2 mics. Yeah, so events like these are one of them. And then we have this podcast. Maybe you guys MuggleCast. It's kind of cool stuff too. We've done things like this before because of that. And then it all started to balloon, When Emerson first started this thing back when he was 12, 8 years ago, he had no idea it was going to get this big because Harry Potter wasn't even that big at the time. And next thing you know, like you said, here we are. And, the number one question we get asked is, well, why are you writing a book? And what inspired you to write a book? Why would you do this? And to be honest with you guys, it wasn't our idea. We weren't thinking, yeah, we're going to write a book and, publish our thoughts about this because that's what the website was there for. But then we got approached by a publishing company out of Berkeley, Ulysses Press, and they said, hey guys, we love your website, we like Harry Potter, want to write a book? And sure. And yeah, it's also had enormous success. It was reviewed by the New York Times. It was editor's choice by the New York Times, and it was number 4 on the New York Times children's paperback bestseller list. So, yeah.
Woo!
That's pretty well.
At my latest count, there was 160,000 copies in print. So, who here actually has read the book?
Wow.
That's about half. That's pretty good. So let's get right into it then, because I'm sure what you guys really came for is you want to talk about Harry Potter. So, show of hands, who here thinks Harry is gonna die?
Brave souls. Brave souls.
Well,
No way.
I've never been one to mince words, so I won't. You're all wrong. One of the many reasons you're wrong is let's stand back a little bit, okay? Let's just rewind about 10 years, all right? Your name's J.K. Rowling. You're pretty sweet, but a lot of people don't know it yet, all right? You're on a train, okay? And you're thinking, oh my God, I have the greatest idea for a story ever. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write a book about a kid whose life sucks, and then he dies. Hasn't the kid been through enough? Seriously, if he lost his parents, like, he's been through enough. And if J.K. Rowling killed Harry, she would have to be one evil woman. And I don't think that's the kind of message she's going to want to send to her fans, all these kids who've... All right, man.
Now, see, Emerson is talking about, oh, hasn't he been through enough? You know, having his parents, they died, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know the saying goes, when it rains, it pours. I think that has to be like the ultimate sacrifice here. I wouldn't let Emerson, you know, tell you, those of you who raise your hand, that you're wrong, because he doesn't really know. He's just guessing. And so, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he died, because you know how he's thinking, J.K. Rowling sitting there, you know, she had no idea it was going to get this big, but, you know, think about it. If you could have, if you're having all these people who are just, you know, holding on to your every word, and then you just kill them, you could crush all their hearts. It'd be awesome. So,
he has a very warped, twisted sense of what is right and wrong. Anyway, aside from the very obvious practical, logical reasons that Ben chooses to ignore, when we did an event in Naperville, Illinois last summer. Now, this is something that it never really appeared on the website exactly, but it's in the book, and I think it was mentioned on the MobiCast at some point. But before the event, we were talking to the store owners, and the store owner mentioned that J.K. Rowling had actually been there years before she was even famous. And while she was at the bookstore, a fan asked her, will Harry, Ron, or Hermione die?
She said no.
In the series? Or will they live through the end of the series? And she said, yes. Now, it is entirely possible that she could have changed her mind. However, I think it is highly unlikely, mainly, she's had the series planned out, at least the major plot points. She's known what's going to happen from the beginning. And do you really think that just on a whim she would just say, oh, Ron, you know, I wasn't really planning on killing you, but, you know, I'm really not liking your character anymore, so you gotta go. No, I don't see her making a change that big. And we do know that she recently decided that 2 characters were gonna die, and one was gonna get a reprieve that she hadn't planned on. But I just don't see her making a change so important to the storyline just on a whim like that.
I agree.
Amen.
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 Thank you.